You gotta go through this hell, man. This is it. Cause as long as you living, you gotta keep moving. Sometimes these things that I endured, I felt that I was at the rock bottom of my life. Through hell, through the pain, the agony. I knew it was gonna be tough, but I just had to get a little bit tougher. This is why I'm the man that I am today. When bad things happen, what do? You build from them. You learn from them. You grow from them. You have the passion and understanding that you have work to do. It sucked. It hurt. I had those moments when I wanted to give up my life. I said enough. I don't want to live like this anymore. But how do you get out of this hell, man? How do you rise up out of this hell, man? How can I save myself? That's how I had to say it to myself. Get out of this. You don't need to be here anymore. Something else has to happen. You know you could do better. There's a lot of people in the world that just want to feel sorry for the rest of their lives. Sorry does not control you. Sorry will never control me. I am the master of my life. I am not going to die being miserable. I am not going to give up because I know that there's purpose within me. I must continue to push with every ounce of strength that I have. I don't want to survive, I'm going to live. I know who I was. You know you can be better. There's no time for pity. Don't look for someone to dig you out. You at the bottom, get out of the bottom. You down at the end of your rope, climb up the rope. How can I take care of myself? How can I survive? What am I going to do? Am I going to run for help? Or am I going to run through this hell? Maybe that's what it needed to be. Maybe that was the kind of hell I had to go through. And I went through it for a reason. Because I lost, I won, but I refuse to give up. Don't tell me you have a dream if you're not willing to wake up and chase it. You want to be the greatest. You want the world to know your name. You think any of the GOATs, do you think they let fear stop them from going after what they wanted? No! They got up and gave it everything that they have because they knew they were destined for something bigger, for something better, for something greater. They knew they were made to be great. You know why you make so many excuses? It's because you're scared. You're scared to be great. You are scared to make it out of your hometown. You are scared to live up to your potential. You think you are scared that you're not going to make it. No, ladies and gentlemen, you are scared that you are. You are scared to be great because you think you don't deserve it. But I'm here to tell you that you are. You are terrified that you won't be able to reach your goals. I get it. I understand it. Fear has a funny way of getting your attention. Do not let fear or failure stop you. If you do not rise to your destiny, the world will miss out on your greatness. So can you rise to the challenge? Can you face uncomfortable moments? Can you sacrifice what is needed to be great?
Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear, if you can see my screen, so we can start our morning session of this week, going over the price traps, of course, from last week, and of course, making some new price traps for today. All right, I see a 111 coming in, so that means you guys can see my screen, hear me loud and clear. Okay, amazing. Good. So, first of all, let's start with the review from last week because we had some interesting price traps, interesting things that happened in the charts with a few different opportunities where you had, yeah, a beautiful 1 on 3 risk to reward possibility and so on and so forth. But let's just go over it and talk about it. So very first one was ADJPY. If we take a look, we were at this point around this area of price before we got the retest. But the retest did come. I think it was like in the evening. Yeah, like you can see here, like Wednesday on Thursday night, we did had a beautiful opportunity here on ADJPY. So the market broke out, came all the way back for the retest, and that's exactly what we always are, or what we always use or searching for in the markets. All right, we are just based on the highs and lows with the strategy. So what have we seen? We see the market creating a higher high. Then we want to see the market respecting this demand zone to then follow up the breakout of this high. All right, and that's exactly what we have seen because the market beautifully rejected, started making some price action, engulfing candles on the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. We already had an engulfing right over here, and then the 15-minute time frame also showed us, yeah, not really the best engulfing candles or that kind of stuff. But if you take a look at just the 15-minute time frame alone, you see that the market was breaking highs. So if we just follow structure, I really recommend you to do these kind of things. Just follow the structure, go over the highs and lows. We see that the market was dropping and creating some small highs in between. All right, and like you can see, this last high got broken. The market comes back for the retest of that high, and then we started to kick off for an amazing run to the upside. All right, that's the beauty about price trap. You can just run this thing pretty far if you found yourself a good entry. So if you, for example, had your entry around this area, would be around the 20 to 25 pip stop. Like you can see, market went all the way up for a potential of 200 pips. All right. So if you had a 20 pip stop, 1 on 10 risk to reward possibility. If you have a 25 pip stop, it was a 1 on 8 risk to reward possibility. So yeah, beautiful price trap, textbook price trap. Breakout, retest, everything was in place. Also, if you want to, you can add so much different confirmations, like you can see how the market react on that 61 FIP, and so on and so forth. Okay, but beautiful idea here on AUD JPY. The next one was AUD USD. Like you can see, the market was, let me check, we were around this price here the moment we were on the session. Okay, so and like you can see, we had so many different opportunities, so many time or so long time to really react on these price traps. Beautiful how the market was also breaking that structure here, even right over here, giving you that retest, even giving you these engulfing candles on the 15-minute time frame to react on this one. There was a possibility to see the market deeper, but of course, if the market creates price action, I don't see why you wouldn't react on these kind of ideas. Let's say you went for a 15 pip stop with your entry around that area, which was still a pretty late entry, by the way. You see the market took off for a potential of almost 80 pips. So 1 on 5 risk to reward also possible on this beautiful chart here on AUD USD. Okay, so that's basically the price trap on AUD USD from last week. Again, textbook price trap, guys. Market breaks out, comes back for the retest, gives us the price action. This was really, yeah, you had like the retest came Tuesday 9 in the morning, and it was busy until our session last week. So you had so many time or so much time to react on AUD USD. Beautiful price trap also right over here. Good. Then we have AUD CHF, almost exactly the same thing. Like you can see, the market was around this area of price the moment we were marking this up. Like you can see again, beautiful price action. A little bit the same like ADJPY here. If we go to that 15-minute time frame and you just look at that structure here, you see that the market dipped lower, broke out of that high, came back for the retest, and beautifully took off from that point. Okay, so here ADCHF entry around that area would be around 8 to 10 pips. Let's just say 10 pips stop to give the market enough room. And like you can see, we went almost for 60 pips in profit. So another 1 on 6 risk to reward possibility and opportunity. Okay. So let's just say you went for 1 on 3 on every single idea. Come on, guys. 3 take profits. That's just insane. Okay. So good. That was for AUD pairs. Then we have the Euro USD. So Euro USD broke out, came back for the retest. We were around also this area of price the moment we were on the session. So it was already trying to break out that structure here on that 1 hour time frame. And if you go to the 50-minute time frame, it's even more clear. Like you can see, beautiful breakout of the structure, came back for the retest, and then just took off. All right. You have so much different opportunities to react on the price traps. I'm just giving you guys the core of the strategy just for free on my YouTube in the Discord channel. The core of the strategy, the highs and the lows, the traps, I just give it for free. I just give it out so you can go and work with it. How you want to react on these price traps, you have so many different opportunities. All right. Within our community, we do have two main main entry strategies, but basically there are so many different ways how you can react on this. Okay, so if you found yourself an entry, let's just say you went for that 1 hour or you went for the breakout, doesn't really matter. You will see that you had an opportunity. Yeah, let's just say for a 25 pip stop, something like that, and the market took off for 100, almost 120 pips, so almost a 1 on 5, just another 1 on 3 was to reward. I personally really like to just go for 1 on 3s all the way. But if I go with a beautiful trending direction, of course, I would be looking for the market to continue that trend and to really let that run out and catch as many pips as you want. But of course, just the 1 on 3 strategy works perfectly fine. Do you still trade with FIP entries? Yeah, I'm using FIPs on different weights now. So you have your candlestick patterns. I'm still using that. I do I am like kind of more focused on price action on the lower time frames when it comes down to the retest. But yeah, I'm still using that way like in the past. Okay, if you can remember, for the people who are following me a long time, you guys know exactly what we are talking about when we talk about the FIP entry. Okay, so good. Then we have GU. Market broke out, came back for the retest. We were around around this price. I remember what I was saying here. I was saying like, guys, this one is taking off. This one is gone. This is 9 o'clock around this. Yeah, the market was basically gone or trying to take off here, but we did got a retracement here. So yeah, you still had an opportunity on that Wednesday morning to maybe react right over here. Use a stop loss around 25 pip stop, and then you had that opportunity of 100 pips there. But yeah, I said it took off, so don't react anymore. So I'm not gonna count this also because that wouldn't be fair. Okay. Now we have GU that did perfectly. If you can remember, I just drew this on the charts to show you what the possibilities are, and we did beautifully broke out and came back for that retest. What kind of price action I'm looking at? The candlestick patterns, first of all, on the 1 hour, 30, 50-minute time frame. And then I go 5-minute time frames and then go really focusing on highs and lows and see if it matches up together with all the candlestick patterns. If we take a look here at GU, we beautifully created these engulfing candles on the 30-minute time frame and the 50-minute time frame, like you can see here. So different opportunities. If you go 5 minutes, for example, let's just check. I'm not sure. We got a breakout right over here. So this could be a first reaction, which went straight to stop loss. And then it took a while till we broke out. It was right over here that it broke out. So on the 5 minute, it wasn't really that easy to react here on GU. But if you went for your basic FIP entries on the engulfing candles, you would have an entry around that area with 12 to 15 pip stop. And the market took off for, there we go, another 64. So yeah, this is just insane. 80 USD, 80 JPY, 80 CHF, Euro USD, GU, 5 take profits, guys. Are you even paying attention here? All right. I'm going one time in a week live, one time only, just to give you the core of the strategy. And basically every single price trap that I gave you, went in our direction and went straight to take profits. Like, if you're not paying attention, please wake up, all right? Because this is a skill that could change your life insanely, all right? I saw a lot of people trying to get into trading, but their consistency and discipline just didn't work out. And yeah, they quit because they think it's impossible to have these beautiful ideas. It's impossible to find yourself in a place where you can put yourself in a time, location, and financial freedom with trading because it's too hard, or I don't know. No, it's not hard. Look at the strategy. Come on, guys. Highs and lows, breakout, retest. That's it. Find yourself a price action. Find yourself maybe another way to react. I know in the price trap community we have with here in Belgium with Alpha Pips and the Discord, we have different ways of looking at the price traps, but the same outcomes. Like, come on. You just need discipline and consistency, believe me. All right, next one. New cat. This was a little hard, all right? We had the breakout, came back to the retest. Wednesday, where are we? Wednesday. Oh, we just got the breakout, or we didn't even break out on Wednesday yet, all right? So it took a while. We broke out, came back for the retest. In my opinion, this isn't deep enough. This is one of the confirmations we've added through the years that we do not react just on a zone. In the past, we were already reacting right over here. Was it bad? Of course not, because look at this. If you just reacted on this 1 hour engulfing with around 10 pips top, you still had a 1-on-3 risk to reward opportunity. So was it bad? Of course not. But I was waiting for the deeper retest. And that's exactly what we've got. First of all, this was NFP. So NFP, you know, first Friday of the month, massive news event. The market can do crazy things. Personally, I just stay away from that and move on with other pairs. All right. So for me, USD CAD wasn't an option last week, but then we came higher back into our price trap, hitting certain FIP levels and starting to create price action. Beautifully engulfing candles on the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame was also rejecting beautifully, and that 50-minute time frame finally started breaking structure, which we didn't have seen here. You see that retest, respect of the low, we didn't break below it, and we moved higher. Here, basically the same thing. Market created these higher lows. Yeah, you could say this one here that it tried to break out here, but to be honest, I would be focused on this zone if you were looking for break of structures. And the market again didn't do that. Okay, here you could say, yeah, break of structure. I would understand it. Okay, so if you found yourself an early entry on USD CAD, but then shoot it higher, it was probably a stop loss. But like I say a lot of times, as long as we keep respecting structure, guys, we can keep looking for the breakout movement. So we broke to the downside. In this case, it would be the downside movement. Okay. Are you still looking for new traps every day or only on Wednesday and waiting for the confirmation? I'm of course making new price traps on the other days also, but just showing you guys what possibilities there are here on the just the price traps from Wednesday. It's insane. Okay, sometimes I think by myself like, yeah, let's just keep it on Wednesday only because it's enough every single week, once again and again. It happens time and time again. If you watch through the recordings, you will see there will be 1-2 weeks that didn't go as planned, all right? But that's trading. That's how it is. You will have these weeks. But for the rest, I started, I think, in February, something like that. I think it's like 4 months ago that I started with these Wednesday sessions again after a pretty long break. And every single week we are doing it again and again and again. All right. I see a link coming in. I love that. Let me check. Ah, that's nasty. What is this? Pound Japanese yen. What is this? AUD NZD. I will have to check where we are right now. So per first pound. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's a bad price trap. Of course not. We do have very clear structure. The market breaks out, comes back for that retest. Here we do have some price action on that 1 hour, 30-minute. Yeah, 15. Not convincing in my opinion, but pretty good reaction. We still respect these highs, this demand zone. Let me check on the 4 hour. Oof, we beautifully respect that 4 hour imbalance zone. So that's looking good. Also, this last massive push to the upside is rejecting massively on this. So there was still opportunity to react on that. I know it's hard. You have your stop loss and you're like, oh god damn it. And you don't want to react because you think for yourself that you're revenge trading or that kind of stuff. I understand this position. I was in this position a few times. But like you can see, after that, the market created some beautiful price action. You see that 1 hour time frame rejecting massively, that 30-minute time frame giving you that evening start, not fully, but yeah, clean. 50-minute engulfing, you see that? And even after that, if you just follow that price action, you have the low, high, breakout. So now you could see the retest and the takeoff of this trade. Okay, so it wasn't the best reaction right over here. Personally, I would be waiting here and not going in at that point. You did not that bad, of course. You have your 30-minute engulfing, but I would personally be waiting because we were, if you go to the 5 minutes, we were never breaking any structure. And that's something I'll really look at the last couple of weeks. Good. Then we had, what was it? ADNs and D. What were you looking at? Basically the breakout retest to the upside, I think it was. Let me check. Yes. Where are we? Yeah. Yeah. Also pretty nasty here. This was, of course, this is something you always want to pay attention at, and that's news. So AD had some strong news last night. Let me check. Right over here. No, June 4th. Nope, that's for last week. Here it was. All right. We had some yellow flag AUD news during the night, but it reacted way stronger than I personally also expected. So that's the reason why you have seen these crazy moves here on ADNs and deep. Like you can see here during the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We saw that spike, market comes back, blah blah blah. But you were already reacting, I think. Oh, damn it. Yeah, on the first engulfing there. This one here. Let me check. So engulfing on the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame. Oh, beautiful engulfing, 50-minute time frame. Yeah, pretty strong. This is a good price action when it comes down, of course, to that 1 hour time frame. Let me just check. Structure. Yeah, we didn't really broke structure there. Or yeah, we did. We did. Here we broke structure, definitely. So for me personally, that would also be a stop loss. I personally wasn't looking at this idea, but this should be a stop loss for me on the first place. But then we see the market just beautifully filling up imbalance, reacting on demand zone, breaking structure, coming back for the retest, and then taking off. So a second opportunity was definitely possible on this one. Definitely. So if you just focus on that 1 hour and you see that price action like this breakout retest, and you say for yourself like, oh, I'm gonna go for the imbalance level, put the stop loss below the lows, yeah, I would definitely go for 15 to 20 pips. Like you guys know, I always go like 10, 15, 20, 25, and you would be running around 30 pips profit now. But that first entry, I would personally also react and would also have that stop loss there. Can you take a look into AD Canadian? You're looking for an entry at this moment. That's always interesting. Live reactions. Yeah, the thing is, you have a very risky trade on your hands now because we are creating uptrending structure, right? Higher highs, higher lows, right? So now we have that higher low. There is a very high opportunity we will follow up that uptrend and start moving higher, okay? Do I say that this is the bad price trap and a bad reaction? Not really, because we do have some good price action, like or some good structure that we can trap as a price trap here. But just know when you are reacting on certain price traps that you're going against the direction. So it is possible, more than possible, that the market will go deeper into demand levels. to give that deeper retest and that small uptrending movement there. And price action wise, ooh, this is looking good. 50-minute, 5-minute also broke structure. Yeah, this is interesting. That looks like a pretty damn good reaction. Flip entry here. Yes, of course. Stop above the high. 6. Now I would definitely go for 8 pips at least. 24 pip take profit. Just below the low. That's something I don't like to see that much. I'd rather attack lows again because we're going against the trend. But I just want to warn you, okay? So you're going against the trend first. Second, we have some crazy demand sitting here, okay? With this imbalance level, chances are very high we go there, okay? So that's a little bit of review I would give you for 80 Canadian. I hope I helped you further with these reviews there, okay? So good. Let me go through the charts and make some new price traps for today, or see if we have some good price traps for today. Yesterday we did have some interesting ones. I'm not sure how about today. This is something we could trap, we could use. Oh, there we go. Like this, and then we have this one. So that's 80 CHF. Let me get back to 80 USD because this one also has some good structure here. If you have any price traps that you want me to review, don't worry. Do you mainly entry with limit orders? No. I'm really the price action person right now. So I'm a market execution guy. You know, the privilege I have personally is, of course, I'm home. I'm full time, so I have the time to really use market executions, that kind of stuff. If you are personally still working a job, which is great because you need cash flow, um, you can maybe start looking for a more passive way. I know a few people who are using limit orders with the price traps and using it on a very passive way, even surprising me sometimes with like, damn, what an entry. He's on the call, like always. Not behind his computer, but he is on the call. Mr. Christoph. Here we have Euro USD. Of course, following up the trend, that's the best case scenario. So following up this massive uptrend we have seen on Euro USD here. Okay. ADNZD looks good to me. Yeah, I also trapped it, looking good. Like you can see. Pum, 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 pum. That's not really it. Has such a consolidation movement. It's messed up to really start trying to use these breakout retests. I'm not saying it's not working, like you can like you can see here, breakout retest, breakout retest. It happens and it works, but I'd rather have these beautiful trends than trying to force myself into a consolidation market and catch these small 1-on-3s. Nah, I'd rather just prefer the trending markets and look for opportunities there. There we go. This is Euro JPY. I also trapped this one in the beginning of the week, but didn't come back for the retest. Let's see if we have more luck with this one today. Oof, this one is yeah. I was looking at this one yesterday. We beautifully had already a reaction on this one, but I'm doubting too much, so I'm staying away. This is one of my rules. When I'm in doubt, I just get out. I just leave it alone. Yeah, for GJ, we missed that completely, so this is gone. GN, nothing, nothing, nope, nope, don't like it. NZD yeah. We already had a reaction yesterday on this breakout and retest, and then the push to the upside. At this moment, we could trap this again like this, and then focus to follow that trend, of course. That's always the main focus. If we go to the downside, and we start breaking structure, please be careful. We have a lot of demand sitting here. Okay, so I want to see the market creating here equal lows and really attacking that before I would be very interested in the downside movements. But of course, we prefer following that trend, so following that upside movement. For the people who were on my morning session yesterday, congratulations if you took this one. Beautiful, beautiful idea. NCJPY, nope, nope, nothing, nothing with limit orders. How long should I wait till I delete my limit order when it was not reached? Personally, I always, if my take profit one gets hit, I leave it alone. I just move on to the next one. I delete everything and I move on. Here with Canadian JPY, we have some good structure. There we go. Oh, this is for me one of three rows to reward is always take profit one. Always. I never go lower. Even if the market hits a 1 on 2, usually I go risk free. So chances are high I'm using that level as my level to delete my limits. Depends a little bit on the price action, of course. Sometimes you see like the market breaking out, giving you the entry but doesn't trigger. But you see, for example, that the market left a lot of imbalance, a lot of demand. Sometimes I leave the trade then if we went risk free and I leave the entry open. But sometimes you have these trades that just take off, doesn't leave any imbalance, doesn't show you anything that the market will come back. And yeah, then these moments are just deleted. You know, it depends a little bit from trade to trade, of course. See another. There we go. What's this? Euro JPY. Yeah, I'm also looking at Euro JPY. My resistance zone is a little higher, of course, because of that new high here. But yeah, I'm also looking for that deeper retest and then following that. Here you go, following that uptrending movement. We shall see. We shall see. Um, Gold, yeah, we had this one yesterday with the breakout, the retest here. Nah, not convincing enough. Personally gonna delete it or not gonna use it today. We have enough price traps. We have around 6, 8 price traps, more than enough, more than enough. Let me just go through it one more time. Maybe I'm missing out something. Of course, we have that 80 Canadian idea from one person from the session, Dunny. We shall see where we can get. Just know that there is supply above and that we are basically uptrending the last couple of days. Like you can see here, higher highs, higher lows. Okay. 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 Good. That will be it, I think. Yeah. Basically, I'm always looking for at least FIP levels, the first FIP levels, 50, 61. And then of course it can go deeper from that point on. But also again, it depends on the price trap. So for example, 80 Canadian broke out. This is looking good, right? We have some imbalance. We have the last sell before the breakout, and so on and so forth. These are also things I'm looking at. You know, it's not just FIP levels, but mostly of the time these zones, supply, demand, imbalance, and so on, always falls beautifully together. Like you can see, the 61 is beautiful how it falls together with that zone. You know. So that's basically how I'm analyzing or looking for the retest. If we take a look for Euro JPY, how deep would we go there, or how deep can we go? Let me put a FIP on this one. Yeah, that 61 level is very interesting, but of course we also have the 72, 78 area. but I wouldn't be surprised if we have. You see how the market. This is also a very big one, and that's basically it's called demand. All right. If we go to the lower time frame, we have seen in this move to the upside that the market has like this small pause. You see that? This is usually a very strong zone. Okay, so that's the 50 level, 50, 61 level. So from that point on, I'm starting to look for price action. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Good. I'm gonna go over the crypto charts because of course we have seen some beautiful, beautiful pushes. All right. Oof, it's a long time ago I went on this chart. Um, so what have we seen? Market, it's basically just what I expected, to be honest. I warned the whole team for this. I told you guys like we have a lot of equal lows here. I wouldn't be surprised if we would take out these equal lows and starting to move higher now. So that's exactly what we have seen. If we take a look at the lower time frames and the structure, we see that the market is breaking a lot of structure here. So basically, what am I looking for? Of course, we can just run and keep on going, or we can just come back to this high and then move higher. These are the two scenarios I'm looking for. If we take a look at the alts, exactly the same thing. All right, we dipped below the lows. We went even beautifully to this demand zone here, and now we are breaking that structure to the upside. So same thing here. We can simply have the market running, of course, that's always possible in crypto, or we can simply see this small retracement to these highs, to these demand zones, to see the market keep on rising. Okay, but it's looking pretty positive on the crypto side. Also, look at Bitcoin. Come on, this is beautiful, right? Look at that. My arrow is still here. We beautifully came below these lows, take out all this liquidity, and then starting to move higher again. So now what can we expect? Let me just delete this. These are the zones I'm looking for, but this is a little bit what I'm looking for. Okay. Of course, it's crypto. Like I said, we can just run for all-time highs right now. Perfectly fine. But this is more likely to happen, in my opinion. There we go. Then we have Ethereum, almost exactly the same. Here we have seen almost a beautiful reaction that I drew out here. We just not got back to that supply zone. Then we took out, again, a lot of liquidity. I gave this chart to my team also here. I said to them, this is a beautiful area, zone, and look at that. Beautiful how the market reacted and now breaking structure again. Okay, so waiting for some retracements or the market just running. That's basically for Ethereum. Yeah, we're getting higher. We are getting above these highs. That would be good. Breaking the structure. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Come on, Ethereum. Let's get it. Then, if we take a look at the lower ones, like for example, Hedera, Uniswap, we have seen, Uniswap, damn, beautiful move here. But we have seen the beautiful breakout retests, right? Textbook market structure, easy to follow, easy to spot. Like you can see, breakout retest, Solana, Cardano, breakout retest. It's insane. It's beautiful to see how the market is just following up that structure. Ethereum, Bitcoin is also holding strong. Solana did dip a little lower here, but now it's getting back. But if we take a look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, this is getting interesting. Very, very interesting. There is one important zone I really want them to go through. It's a weekly zone. It's this one here. This is a very important one. If we get there, I want to see that breaking. I don't want to see that respecting. I want to see that breaking. But at this point, it's looking so good for the cryptocurrencies. Okay. One last thing. I didn't go over it. We do have a very important news event, 2:30 CPI. Very, very important. So please be careful, be aware of it. Make sure you're always using the right risk management. Should be always. But just know that this is pretty hard, okay? Also, tomorrow morning at 8, we have the GDP and the core PPI at 2:30 tomorrow in the afternoon. For the rest, it's looking pretty good, pretty calm, okay? So just make sure you be careful around this area with CPI. For the rest, it's looking very calm. Let me check. What's this? No, I didn't trap UJ. I don't really like the chart. That's not really what I'm looking for personally. And also we do have a lot of price traps already for today. So I'm gonna go over one more time pretty quick. We have AD/USD, beautiful price trap, beautiful low, beautiful high. If we go to the downside, breakout retest to the downside, this demand area should be a target, but know that we are going against the trend. We are uptrending for the last couple of weeks. So we prefer, of course, the breakout of the upside. AD/NZD, yeah, we shall see where we can get with this one. We are starting to create uptrending direction, but of course, the longer term is still the downtrend, okay? So let's see where we can get with this one. If we break to the downside, I really want to see him attack these lows. But at this point, we are still in between the zones, so it's a waiting game. ADCHF, I would love to follow that uptrend from the last couple of days. Euro USD, same thing. Let's see if we can follow up that uptrend and see if we can have the breakout or retest of that high. Euro JPY waiting for the retest. NZD CHF, that's what I said. If we go to the downside, watch out for this demand zone. This could be very strong to follow up that uptrend. Best case scenario, just a breakout retest of the highs. Canadian JPY waiting for the deeper retest to follow up that uptrend, and then we have CHF JPY waiting for the breakout. Okay, and these are the price traps for today. I see another link coming in. Look at that. That's AD CHF from yesterday or 2 days ago. Beautiful, beautiful idea. That's what I said. Some people. This is a beautiful example of the limit entry I talked about. So some people from the Price Trap Army and the people in the Alpha Pips Discord are using a limit entry, so not really looking for price action, but just the perfect zone. He's taking way less trades than me personally, but if he is taking the trades or if he is putting on the entry, it's usually just wick, no drawdown, straight take profit. So that's the good side of it, of course. So yeah, that's basically the different options you have. I prefer price action because I just love it, but that's personally, okay? And that's why I just share a core strategy so you can do your thing with it, okay? This strategy is so powerful. Look at what I just showed you. We had last week we had 5 take profit opportunities. I'm not going to count USD Canadian because that was a pretty hard one. But even if I count USD Canadian as a stop loss, that's still 1 stop loss, 5 take profits. Like, come on, guys. 1 stop loss minus 1%, 5 take profits plus 15%. Like, you know? How can I join the Discord? Pretty simple. Send me a private message. I will hit you up with the link and then you can get in there. All right. We have a free part, so a public zone where everyone can share their value, ask questions, and so on. And we also have a private part where we go really in depth with different topics when it comes down to crypto, Forex, and so on. So hit me up through Telegram, Instagram, doesn't really matter. Just hit me up and I will send the link to you. Okay. So thank you all for being here. I'm gonna leave it with this for today. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful week. We see each other back next week, of course, for a brand new price trap session where we review all the price traps from today. And of course, take a look what the crypto has done in these couple of days that passed. Okay. So thank you all for being here. I wish you all the best. Let's take some pips together and see you very soon again. Ciao, ciao.